My name is Marlon, and we're at Second Chance University. And today I'm going to talk to you about a capacitor. So, a capacitor, HVAC capacitor, is a cylindrical device that stores and releases electrical energy. It is used to kickstart your fan and your capacitor, which is inside your condenser. Here is a picture of how you'll normally see it. So, if you look it up or if you go outside in one of our units here, this is how you're going to see it. It's going to be sitting in here. As a matter of fact, we got one right in front of us. Let's take a look and see if it's there. And there it is. This is going to be our capacitor right here. Perfect. So the place it's sitting is called basically like the housing. So typically there's a door right here that covers that, and everything you can see there's a platform, and then there's a wall that separates the capacitor from the internal components of the condenser unit that houses the fan motor, and the compressor. Now, the key parts of the capacitor that you want to be aware of is on the top. So here you can see on the top, because we don't want to look at this small one right here, but we can circle back to that if you like. You have three sections. The first section is going to be your common, here with the black area around the bottom, the black gasket at the bottom. Over here is going to be your Herm, and at the bottom is going to be your fan. Those small connections right there, they're called tines. So here at Tropical Air, Chris, one of the instructors, gave us a great mnemonic to remember the different parts, parts on top of the capacitor. So basically, F has two prongs, and just like the F, the two parts coming off. So that's an easy way to remember. The Herm connection on top of your capacitor has three, and just like you make an H with three parts. And the common has four, and as you can see, I've made some edits here on our C. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So just the easy way that Chris gave us to remember in the beginning when we were first learning the different parts of that capacitor. So here's your capacitor need to knows. As I said before, it is used to jump start that fan and the compressor, right? And it houses that electrical energy, that electrical source, and it's always ready to, when you turn the unit on, to give those two parts, those two components, a big jolt. It's measured in microfarads, and you can see here, the abbreviation for that is going to be MFD, or this symbol here that looks like a U with a tiny leg on it, and a capital F. So the voltage rating of the capacitor determines its storage capacity, right? And here's an example of how you'll see it written on the side of the capacitor. Now this one right here has it as well, and it just happens to be the same exact rating. So what can cause the capacitor to malfunction? Excessive heat. Capacitors just happen to be very sensitive to heat. So if you get on those hot days, 100 degrees, 105 degrees, it can actually damage the capacitor and cause it to malfunction, and you're going to have to eventually replace that. Age, just like any capacitor. Over time, you have it long enough, so many uses, it will just age out and become defective, and you'll have to eventually replace it. Corrosion, again, like other capacitors, if this area right here gets corroded, it will ruin the connection, and then you won't be able to get that full charge that you're going to need. Overloading, right, from like an electrical strike or something going wrong with your power source coming in, overloading the capacitor, it can damage it as well. And just simply wearing out, right? Some things just age out. Capacitors do the same like any other component or replaceable component that's in your condenser unit. Now here, this is very important. I'm going to end here with a caution. Always remember to safely discharge your capacitor before replacing or inspecting it. So if you come here, whenever you want to discharge, it's real easy. You're going to take like a screwdriver, right? Or your 11-in-1, and when you disconnect it, you want to take that 11-in-1 or a screwdriver, and you want to place it between two of each of those all the way around, like so, and that's going to discharge it. Once you discharge the capacitor, then it's safe to handle. And once again, my name is Marlon. I'm at Second Chance University, and that's the capacitor talk.
Very good.